Today I want to introduce a car that I think is an absolute value proposition in my opinion. Okay, it is a value proposition. Why? Whenever a car from a higher segment is priced at the price of a lower segment, it always presents an excellent value. Okay, I'm going to turn you guys around and show you this car. Audi A5 Sportback. Okay, now the Audi A5 Sportback, this is the second generation in the making. Alright, the first gen came out in 2010 and it is extremely popular amongst Audi fans. So many people bought it. Okay, so back then the Audi A4 is about a 2-litre quattro is about 310,000 ringgit, and then the A5 starts at about 380,000, and the A5 Sportback is close to 400 or 400-ish. This is the new generation, the B9 generation Audi A5 Sportback, and we're glad that Audi took it in quite early, because this car is not too, I mean, we know that there have been a delay with Audi models because of the change in Malaysia, right? But they got it in finally, and the most surprising thing is the price. Okay, let me walk around, give you a good look of the car and show it to you. Alright, this one is the equivalent, in my opinion, of the 4 Series Grand Coupe. Look at that, beautiful lines, very sleek lines going along there, and then you have this Hofmeister kink-ish design, but this is not unique to BMW. Okay, you look at the old Audi Coupe, they have this line. The A7 has this line. Okay, this is just a way of designing cars, you know. If you let the lines go all the way down here, let it go like that, then it looks very stately, very sedated. Okay, but if you give it a little bit of uplift, then it gives that sporty feeling. Okay, Audi again is one of the only car makers that has consistently do roof welding without the need to put a rubber strip to hide it. Okay, they have always have this really advanced welding technique to merge it that way. Alright, and these cars are of course frameless. Look at that. I love frameless doors. I think all cars should be frameless doors, and wind noise is not an excuse to not do frameless doors. Alright, just put in more rubber. How much can rubber cost you? Alright, let's go to this side. Look at that, how sleek it looks. Now, one important thing that I want to show you is when you open all 4 doors, let me show you how great it looks from afar. That's Con.
Hi guys.
Yep. Let me show you. Hey, can we move the bags away?
Okay.
Or put in the boot lah. 好睇啲嘛，嗬。啊，唔好閂啦個 boot 喂 ，leave it there。啊，你謝謝啊，我做。The screen always auto shut off. Okay, I walked too far already. Okay, now look at how amazing the car looks when you open up all 4 doors, right? Imagine you wind down the windows as well. It's just the doors alone. Look at that. This is definitely one segment higher compared to the A4 segment or the 3 Series segment, right? It is a more sophisticated proposition, a sportier proposition. I like that. Now they had a red one, but our review unit, it will be the black one. Another benefit of not being a sedan, look at the opening of the boot. The massive opening. Alright, you can pull this out, you can place this down here, and they didn't spec the release, or maybe it wasn't available, but let me show you something. You drop the seats down. When you drop the seats down, look at how massive the boot is. Alright, you have some straps over here. I mean, they have always been pretty practical. Okay, basically, you can drop your mountain bike in here. You can put a washing machine in here, a small refrigerator. You can buy a dining table. You can do things that you can never do in your sedan, and that's what makes it different. Comes with a power boot. Look at the badge here, the legendary Audi Quattro badge, which means this car has the mechanical Quattro system, not the Haldex. Okay, and given that it's an Audi, you have proper materials all around. Okay, how do I release the ooh okay, see, that's why. Let me explain. This is for Red Bull, this is for Coca-Cola, or this is for Red Bull Austria, this is for original Thailand Red Bull. Yeah. Rear aircon vents with the controls, some nettings here. Audi seems to prefer using nets, because even in the Q8, right, is using nets. Now, up front is my driving position. Let me show you how the room is. I'm gonna turn you around. Sorry for that. Okay. Yep. Oh. Are you able to see me? Are you able to see me? The white balance of this is not that. Okay, anyway, this is the A5 Sportback. I have one finger left. I have one finger of headroom left, but the shape of it is alright. So it's as if it's an extension of my headrest. So part of my head is resting on my headrest, part of the top of my head is resting on the rather cushiony, because they have a layer of foam inside here. So it's a little bit cushiony, so I can just like rest it there. It's comfortable. The sitting position is comfortable at the back here. It's a sports, 4-door sports coupe, so you can't expect yards of room here, but my knees ain't touching, and my shoes, my size 11 feet, alright, my size 11 feet are able to slot sort of in between the base of the seat rail and the base of the rear seat bench. I can slot my feet in, so it's perfectly fine, perfectly comfortable. If I close the doors, look at the window line. It's not claustrophobic at all. In fact, I think even though this is a 4-door coupe, the opening of this is sort of wider than the one in the CLS. It's also taller than the one in the Mazda 6. Okay, materials are alright. Now, you might feel that, how are the specs, Bobby? What are the specs? Blah 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 blah, right? Now, Malaysians, understand this, okay? We are poor. You are poor, I'm poor, all of us are poor, alright, Malaysians? So poor people like us, when we buy a CBU car, like a BMW G20, or this one, fully CBU, or the Lexus IS fully CBU, don't like expect autonomous pilot assist lah, all that stuffs are expensive, right? If they drop those options in, they're gonna inflate the price by another 70,000-80,000 ringgit, and this car will be 400,000 ringgit. Your G20 will be close to 380,000-390,000 ringgit. No way. Don't even. Then you guys will make noise, a lot of noise, right? So then I will have to fist you. Oh yes, oh yes. Is there a car that you can fist? Ouch. Yep. This is the deepest compartment ever that I've ever seen in any car maker. Putting here, so you can put quite a number of stuff that you don't want the Singapore customs to see. Now let's start the car. Look at this interior. This interior is identical to the one in the Audi A4, which means it's very well built. Everything is absolutely solid. Okay, Audi build quality, you can expect an A4 to have slightly better build quality than even an E-Class. Okay, design, maybe the E-Class is more emotional. Audi has always been very progressive, very advanced, and a little bit clinical, but when you look at the fit and finish, every panel, how they fit next to each other, every plastic choice, every choice of plastic that they put into the car, you can't find one bit of the car trying to skim on you, trying to cut costs. Audi has never been like that. Alright, this generation Audi, I don't find the center console, I find the center console very attractive looking, but I don't see it as practical as the B8 generation. Right, I have the B8 S4, but my dashboard definitely is not as luxurious as this. I mean luxurious as in the fit and finish. These buttons, right, look at that, they're touch sensitive and they're logical, right? I think Mercedes A-Class uses the same toggle buttons. Unfortunately, when you toggle the one in the A-Class, the whole thing moves. Oh my god. Okay, so the buttons are great, fine. I think they focus on design more, because last time the drive select was here, very convenient, but then they clean up the whole dash, and then you still have this MMI. I think this is the last generation of Audis where you can have the swivel wheel. We saw the facelifted Audi A4 the other day. No more swivel wheel. The swivel wheel, bad move Audi, very bad move for removing that away. This one you have the standing screen. Now I saw a video by Savage Geese complaining about screens that stand here. I think that guy, right, I like his videos, but sometimes he just complains for the sake of complaining. Now let me explain, okay, why the screen is over here. It's always a struggle and fight between the placement of the aircon vents for the flow of air and the placement of the screen for your eye movement, from driving movement to entertainment. This is always a struggle. So car makers have always tried their very best to put the screen as high as possible without interfering this space in between your rear view mirror and this one. They still need to leave a gap for you, right, to see through. So they always try to put this as high as possible so that you reduce the road to infotainment eye movement. Okay, last time the screen technology wasn't that good, right? It wasn't that bright under the sun. So what happened is that they then mold the dashboard over the cowl. We call it the cowl, the dash cowl. Mold it over the screen so that it gives a dim effect and then the screen will light up. That is the old approach because of screen technology limitation. But now the screens are bright enough even under bright daylight, right? They no longer need to mold it. Now, why they don't mold it now? Because if this one is this high, you will feel very claustrophobic in the car. You reduce the on-road visibility and it gives that less airy sensation. But when you lower the height of the cowl, when you lower this without lowering the placement of this, you remain the practicality of having this at a high position so that your aircon vents can still be high and air can flow. If the aircon vents are low, air cannot flow to the back sometimes, right? So what this does is that you give that airy feeling in the car without lowering this. Okay, another benefit is when you have a low spec car and a high spec car, you can just have a larger screen with the same mounts below, and then you slot that screen in with a larger screen without affecting or spending more money to have a different size cowl or have those ugly plastic inserts. All right, so Savage Geese learn this, or not learn this, no, I shouldn't say that. That sounds very arrogant. This is just to explain why car makers do this. It's not to cut costs, it's really for functionality and usability. Of course, Audi A3, Audi A8, right? What they did, they put a motor here where you can retract the entire screen in. Now, when screens are retractable, you will understand one thing, right? Things that are mechanized and move will stop moving one day. All right, so in order to not have all those, this is perfectly fine in my opinion. Of course, if you can retract it in, that's added drama. All right, it comes with this beautiful ashtray, but you don't have to, only this part is an ashtray, this part is a dustbin. So think of it this way, it comes with a dustbin. So the Audi A4 or A5 has this beautiful aluminium lid dustbin, right? You should buy the car just because of this. It looks really attractive. 12-volt socket over here, USB port over here, parking brakes over here. These are very easy to use. Audis rarely have any learning curve, right? Everything feels very, very solid. Now, the best part I love about Audis as an Audi owner, okay, this part, the armrest. Audi never designed it to click lock. What I mean by click lock means sealing it and then you press a button to open it up. Audi never click locks their center armrest. Let me explain why. This is the place where you dump a lot of things. Sometimes you put something big and you cannot close in other cars, but in an Audi it doesn't affect you at all. You can put a tissue box here, you can put your wallet here, you can put a whole bunch of things here. The thing can just be like that. And why does it cannot press down? Because this doubles as an armrest. Pull it out, it's an armrest, and you can adjust the height. See, you can adjust the height, different level. I love this implementation. I think all car makers should copy Audi when it comes to this part. Very, very functional, very practical. Okay, one USB port, auxiliary port. Okay, that's about it. And then here's the armrest. This what armrest. This is the glove box, very big. And Audi is also the first car maker that molded the door cards this way. Let me show you from this side. Look at the door cards, right? It is molded in this angle so that you can have an armrest where you can slot your palms in, and you can also put a large bottle because it's angled. Imagine it is straight. Your bottle will not have enough room to put, but they angle it, boom. And Audi always try their best to do full-length door bins. I think in terms of practicality, they have always been really, really up there, right? Materials as well, lovely. Doesn't have the sunglass holder. Maybe it's no longer important. The steering wheel is small. It's not as fat as the BMW one, which is very woman friendly. Actually, I find steering wheel that are too fat is not nice. Okay, this is just about nice, and they reduce the size of this, really reduce it. So what does it do when they reduce this? Visibility. You get great visibility. I think this one is one of the smallest one in the market, and the buttons all feel great, very easy to use. But I still love Mercedes digital key. I think the digital key is fantastic. Just swipe, swipe, swipe instead of press, press, press. You know, and Audi's implementation of this screen is still the best. Audi, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, amongst the three of them, right? Audi was the first to introduce virtual cockpit. And it's funny, it's been how many years since virtual cockpit came out? It's been about 4 years, okay, since virtual cockpit debuted. And it is still the best. It is still better than what Mercedes did. It is still better than what BMW or Volvo did. It is the best. Alright, so I've said all this, right? This car is a 2-liter turbocharged Quattro A5 Sportback from one segment higher, right? Do you want to know the price of this? Why am I introducing this? Because it's only 10,000 ringgit more than the BMW G20. Yes, bro. Only 10,000 ringgit more than the BMW G20. So, if you're asking me, which one would be sharper to drive? I would guess it's the G20, but which one is more comfortable? This one? Which one is more stable on the highway? This one. So we're now in S1, D1. D1 mode. We do a U-turn. U-turn. Any car coming down? Any car coming down?
Clear, clear, clear.
Very clear. Now this new gear knob introduced in the A4 is sorry. Oh, he's going straight. It's ugly, but it's comfortable.
It reminds me of a walking stick.
Yeah, it's ugly, but it's nice to hold. It's ergonomic to hold, and it serves as a wrist pad for when you control the MMI.
Yep.
So Audi gave up design here for practicality.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're now in D3. Okay, this seating position is Mr. Convenient. I lower my seat, then I raise the thigh support one. Okay. Now let me show you guys one thing about Audi's. Hey, why this Honda City keep?
The first salah jalan.
Huh?
The tour. I think the masuk salah.
Okay. Are we in sport mode? Oh fuck! Idiot. Kacau me lah. Test drive lah tengah. Okay, the thing about Audis.
Are you gonna switch off your traction control?
No. Not gonna switch off, but damn fucking kacau. What I want to show just now is when you roll out from a junction, That's what Audi's does best. Is there any junction that I can
Then
come up
you
from?
can go in and come back out this one.
Okay, sini. Like you come out from a junction, and then all your Taman's neighbors are assholes. They don't want to let you go out, and then you strum the throttle, and then your car will just pull without drama, without
Hesitation.
without wheel spin. Oh, this engine revs happily, man. Oof. Ooh. So now I'm in sports mode, dynamic. So I'm not sure if I don't think the suspension is adjustable.
No.
Ooh. Nice sound to it. It pulls. It's 50 Newton meters short on the G20. That's the scary capacity, the undecisive capacity. Yep. One thing that Con noticed, despite this car's new, as a new generation Audi, and it's like a Sportback, sporty, right? The throttle pedal is still top hinge. See, a lot of premium cars, they try to give you the premiumness, right? Then they do a bottom hinge throttle pedal.
Mazda's particularly proud of it.
Right?
Mazda and Hyundai.
Yeah, they're proud of it, right? And now in terms of operational, you really don't feel there is any difference, any big difference to it. Okay, it's just that it's not a setup that shows you, oh, it's designed by people who can heel toe, right? Heel toe no longer exists now, like today's driving, right? Because it's all dual clutches, torque converters, 8-speed ZFs and all that. Oh, look at this car. It pulls with it. Oh.
And the suspension just soaks up all the unevenness on the
We
road.
are so illegal now. Straight line braking, you see, heavy braking. I'm letting go of the steering wheel. The car doesn't unsettle in any way. That's Audi for you. That's Quattro for you. I can't say the same for a lot of the others. Right? High speed, heavy braking. You can just let go of the steering wheel. And another thing that Audis are good at is when you're going at 220, 230, that kind of speeds, the car is just absolute bullet train stable. Look at the way it pulls. And it's so pliant now.
Yeah.
Right.
In fact, I would argue, right, in the real world, this car can be driven faster than the G20.
Yes. Because of uneven roads.
Yep.
Because there are so many uneven roads around.
Yep.
Look at the Quattro putting down power. No wheel screeches, no tire squeals, no drama, just speed. Damn. So effective. See, when you have a pliant suspension, you can drive very fast in real world, chasing down your wife's secret lover and then run him over. Yeah. But if the wife's secret lover is a woman, they don't mind lah. Oh,
That one you would chase her down to for different reasons.
different reasons, right? How dare you, spank. Where is this conversation going?
Oh my god, yeah.
Con!
Hey!
Okay, you don't want a head-on collision with the Volvo.
No, especially not.
Even the Volvo also don't want to head-on collision with this Volvo.
Yeah, man.
Then the car goes,
It
goes like
goes.
stint,
And
it absorbs everything.
Yes, that gives you that.
Extra confidence.
Yes.
You see all the uneven roads in front, right? And you just like magic carpet over everything. Man,
Yeah.
I think this is what the F30 owners get to enjoy also.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Oh yo. Can I make a yaw turn? Cannot.
Don't lah, bro.
It's not our light yet.
It
Okay,
is
it's
now.
our light already. Let's make a yaw turn. Okay, turning circle. Turning circle is tighter than my S4. That's what I can tell. My S4's turning circle is way bigger than this one. And just now I throttle when we're doing the turn, that U-turn. I can hear tire squeal in front, so the power will stand there as well. The car knows that I'm in sports mode, I am in dynamic, I am chasing down my wife's secret lover, so it allows the power to still go to the front wheels and generated some drama, albeit it's from the front. Oh my god! Ini kereta sangat stable.
Yeah.
Right, it's like you don't feel scared at all, right?
Yes,
You don't feel scared at all. Okay, let's make a left turn. I know there's a U-turn here. Hi Jeffrey, if you're watching. Not turning into your house. Okay. Oh my god, this car is fast. Okay, so it's stylish, it's fast,
Yeah.
sounds good, and good soundproofing.
Very good.
The effectiveness of Quattro.
Yeah. You see, right, when you have a car with frameless doors and excellent sound insulation, right, it shows one thing: effort.
Hey bro, I can drive so fast in this car. You are correct. You know? I dare to drive so fast in this, man.
Yeah.
Now, should we Genting this? I think we should. Okay, I think I've established how this car drives. It drives brilliantly.
Yeah.
Brilliantly.
Yeah.
That's about it. Alright, there's one thing that I really like is the bonnet. The lines on the bonnet, okay? It doesn't have any cut lines. You notice that? There are no cut lines on the bonnet. And this line here, the opening of the bonnet, the clamshell opening, is along the side, body side. So Audi has always have a very precise line. Okay, look at the precision. Look at the precision. This is not easy. You go and look at your other cars, all these is a show off of their capabilities. Alright, all these lines that are really precise. So this is the bonnet. It's stamped differently from the body, right? But the way Audi constructs their cars, look at that. They practically hide the opening of the bonnet. You practically cannot see where's the opening of the bonnet. Look at it. That's the body line that runs across the whole front. So they are obsessive when it comes to this kind of little minute precision in construction of their cars, right? It has been an Audi tradition all this while. Yep. This is pretty tacky huh? This plastic bit is really tacky. They could have put a Quattro sign there, you know. Then at least there's a purpose. They put Quattro. At least there's a purpose. Alright. So in terms of specifications, it's not exceptionally high. If you ask me which car is faster, definitely the G20. The G20 engine is just remarkable. 400 Newton meters of torque. This one only 350 Newton meters of torque. This one is 252 horsepower. The G20 is 258 horsepower. And I love that little curve line. Okay, I just noticed this. Last time in the A4, this line is straight. In the A5, there is a very slight curve. That makes it all the harder to make. And there's this white body at the back here, this haunch. This white body haunch and this really sharp folding line. Only expensive cars does that, huh? Even this one, the crease here. Very nice design. Should you buy it in black? I'm not sure. There's a red color and it looks exceptional in the red color. Okay, tires are Bridgestone Potenzas, which are very good tires. S001. Alright, this is not the lower end Potenzas. S001. Alright, equivalent to PS4s. So that's why I want to introduce this car, because I was like, why did they price it only 10,000 more than the G20? This is the CBU A5 Sportback. I'm surprised. And they did it. Yep. I just noticed another thing that is unique in this car. Look at the curve of this ducktail spoiler, right? There's a curvature here, and that's the ducktail spoiler, and the curvature extends to the Audi logos. These Audi logos are slightly curved. Can you see that? They could have mounted the logos lower, then they don't need to curve the logos, but they go and curve it nonetheless. Again, Audi showing off their precision. Third brake light? Nah, they do it Bentley style. Look at this little gap here. They hide the third brake light over here. Alright, so when you brake from rear, looks really good. I think this car is the best looking if you are spending about 300-ish thousand. This car is really beautiful to look at, and at this price, it's a value proposition. Yeah, 10,000 ringgit more, and I think it's well spec'd enough. You don't have all the advanced features, but it's good enough. Alright, reverse camera, all-round sensors, MMI, you have those. But again, no one can compare to BMW when talk about connected drive, concierge service, all that stuff. Okay, G20 is a next generation product. It's more advanced than this, no doubt about it. But in terms of high-speed stability, comfort, this guy definitely. Cheers.